Hey y'all, we're your Buttons Babes and back with another episode.
I'm Alyssa Vasquez.
And I'm Alyssa Brayboy. And per usual, we're going to push to start by sharing something that pushed our buttons this week, whether it's good, bad, indifferent. Y'all know the drill. So for me, my push to start, I saw a little Instagram clip from Mr. Just Davis, I believe his name is, and he has a podcast called Who Can Relate? And he was asking, I think like 3 guys, they're on another podcast, so sorry, other gentlemen. But he read a statement that said that men don't marry the woman that they loved the most. They marry the woman who is around when they are ready. And it was so funny because like as he said it, you could see like the look on all of the guys' faces like kind of just fall. And they're like, no, I disagree. That's not true. I disagree. And he's like, nah, y'all, come on. Like, don't even front. Like, I agree. And so they went into it. And I really enjoyed watching that for some reason. It like made me giggle because I'm like, oh yeah, abso-fucking-lutely. Like, as a woman, like I'm like, oh, I have seen it. I know it to be true. And like watching him call them out on it was just very satisfying to me. So that's my, like, actually, like, I think that's the first short push to start that I have ever had. Anyway, like it brought me a little bit of joy. And like I sat back and I was like, yeah, let's talk about this.
I've never really thought about that, but I mean, I have broken up with someone and been like, it's just not the right time if we're meant to be, like, we'll get back together, like, that kind of bullshit. But, like, yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not married and I'm not married to a woman. But, like, I can see that, like, in friendships that I have with people who are married, I'm like,
yeah, this makes sense to me.
I see it.
It was time for everybody. It's a lot of time things for people, and it's a choice. Like that whole, what you just said, like if it's meant to be, we'll get back together, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yes and no. Like I don't really agree with that statement because you're making a choice. Because you could choose to like stick through things and push through, but like if you've made the choices like, nah, this is a no for me, dog. Like I don't fuck with this. And like maybe down the line, like some things will change, but I highly doubt it. And so like you make a conscious choice when it comes to who you decide to spend the rest of your life with. And it's not an unfortunate...
Or you choose not to be conscious about the choice and you don't choose not them.
And unfortunately, sometimes it's not the person that you love the most. And to me, that's baffling. Like as I'm like...
I mean, it brings up a lot more questions and dialogues for me that I'm like, why are you getting married? Good one.
Like, for me, I'm like, nah, it's going to be like the person that I love the most. Like it's going to be like, I'm like, because I'm not settling for anything less than like, because I don't, in terms of what I know, where I'm going to be and what I need, like I don't need someone for like security in terms of money. Like what I need them, like my partner for, is going to be that emotional stability and that partnership of like we can work through anything. Like you put up with my shit, I'll put up with your shit, as long as like we're not like in a unhealthy way hurting each other. Like that's what anyway, I thought it very satisfying.
That pushed your button.
It did.
Okay, mine is weird and weirder.
Okay.
Okay, so I came across this article, shit you should care about, love that fucking Instagram, the email,
ass.
like
yes.
all of that, love. But this week, a man married an avatar.
Excuse me, what?
He married an avatar, and I have... I mean, I like didn't think
like
that was
the
possible.
Picture?
An avatar character is who he married. It's obviously not like legally binding because she didn't sign. She's not real, but like had a ceremony, is married, refers to him. You know what I mean? Like in the least sense of like haha funny in the sense of like, yes, this is like, this is my choice of like, this is the world that I'm living in, is that I'm married to this person. And I like, it's funny how your button is about marriage and people not necessarily marrying for love, but convenience.
Oh, this homie married for love.
And his love is like...
Whatever his love is, no judgment. I know I made the face, y'all. I can't help it.
I mean,
sometimes I just... But nothing in this world ceases to amaze me or surprise me any more. Like that's... And it very much so leans into, we create our own world.
Literally, like there's...
And so...
I have a couple links of... This is not the first time this has happened. Will not be the last, clearly. But I'm like, you know what? Like,
are you happy?
If you're happy, like, I mean, there's a number of reasons why you would choose that versus like a person in your life. Maybe you don't have people in your, I mean, like, yeah.
Apparently people are hard to deal with. So
I get
the
it.
avatar will, it's like that. We had that sex doll robot segment. Like,
it is
like
same but different.
I forgot the name of them, but they have wrote off women and
yes,
people, and they are having relationships with
robots and
dolls. And
I mean,
they're a whole breed of individual. I don't know if that's a wrong, like, anyway, like they're a whole breed of other people. And so that is very interesting.
Just like, I mean, you know what? We're all living in the metaverse, whether we like it or not.
That is wild.
Don't come for me. If you know anyone who's married to an avatar, dating and not interested, like,
we would
love to chat about that. Or if your companion is a sex doll robot, like, also real down.
We want to talk to you. I'm like, because I'm curious.
Like generally curious.
Yes, and so. Okay, we are going to.
That was a real fast push to start his marriage this week.
Yo, it is because our button of the week, you guys, bear with me because I was very much so activated by this. We're going to talk about Kevin Samuels, but more so the idea that I'm sure he's not the first person that has put this out there, but most of the information comes from Kevin Samuels is that women specifically depreciate as they get older, like over time. And this came about, y'all know Phil, he's our cinematographer, editor, all of the things, shout out, behind the scenes, amazing. We were driving and we were listening to Shan Body's podcast, Lover and Friends. And she had Mandy B on, and she was talking, and Mandy B's on
Horrible Decisions.
And
Period Sis.
No, she's got another podcast. Oh,
she's got like 3 or 4.
Oh, that happens. Anyway,
she's got a lot.
Love her. Shout out. Yes. The main one we listened to is Horrible Decisions. She was talking to Shan about her relationship, and she said, you know, Kevin Samuels says that we depreciate over time now. And I was like, that's ridiculous. Like, and Phil was like, no, I get that. I see that. Men appreciate over time and women depreciate. And I was like, hold the fuck up. And I was super activated by this because, and then did a little bit more digging and found Kevin Samuels' whole 2-hour podcast call-in thing about, and his question was, do women gain value over time? And he asked it that way.
I'm so tired of putting value on my fucking vagina.
Yeah. And so because Kevin Samuels is a consultant, like image consultant. He mentors a lot of men, talks about relationships. Yeah, he's a podcast bro. Hardcore. And he has named himself the Godfather. And like speaks
self-proclaimed. Okay,
yes.
I just want to say that. If you're self-proclaimed fucking anything,
yeah, from getting information from your godfather, like father figure, older man.
Just because you old don't mean you have good fucking advice.
Y'all. So dove into this, like went in a rabbit hole, like dove into this topic because his whole thought process is, and I do understand this, and he makes some valid points. I will give it to him. Over time, men as they get older, they are further along in their career.
Society helps.
Oh, Mama, go ahead, because yes.
I mean, sure, you get to stay at your job longer. You're earning more money than I am. People take you seriously, even though you've said the same thing I've said 10 fucking times in a meeting. But like, sure.
Yes.
I mean, yeah, society does not allow women the same graces that it allows men.
And so his point is that, yes, over time, men appreciate. They have more money to live a certain lifestyle that they want. They have, like, they're more emotionally stable. Like,
I will fucking
I know.
no.
I said more than they were 18.
I feel like.
More,
All right.
maybe questionable question mark. We'll put a question on that one.
Sorry, I'll let you finish.
Yes, but so that whole, like, he puts that out there and then starts to have conversations and ask questions and imply that women depreciate over time. Sweet spot for women are 18 to 25.
So literally fucking because your tits are up to your, like,
yes,
going.
because your body is in.
That's the only thing that they're valuing. And
it pisses me off. Yes. Like, because of the way, between 18 to 25, where your body is, what you can do, what you want to be doing, / like, you're still naive.
I mean, yeah, that's the perfect age to take advantage of.
And
so that's why. And that's where I'm like, you're a fucking podcast bro who is predatory or like encouraging semi-predatory things.
And then after 25, and so there's another, he just released this video. Y'all, when I tell you I went down a rabbit hole, this one says that modern women have to share men because after the age of 35, as a woman, if you are still single, men know or believe that there is something wrong with you.
If you're a single dude over the age of 32, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Like, and it was
Why
so...
are you toxic, or are you in the closet and you haven't accepted it?
It was so fascinating, and it made me like.
Do you hate yourself?
What?
Like, why are people shitting on women? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Yes. No. Trust me. I thought I would be more heated about this because I was when we were talking about it. But I'm trying to get this across because what I find problematic on both ends, for men, the way that Kevin Samuels talks and like shares things is that the man, like the value that is placed around men is solely their money and what that they can provide and like the lifestyle that someone could possibly want. Their value is based on their money. And women, their value is based on their body. And
from 18 to 25.
Yes. And like what he called it, women who are over the age of 35 and still single, they are leftover women. And at this point, in order to get a man that can do the things that he is assuming that us as women want men to do for us and to provide that certain lifestyle, we are going to have to share that kind of man.
LOL, LOL, fucking OL. Isn't there like more women than men in the world now? Like, what the fuck? Bruh, I'm sorry that like you feel the need that you like want multiple women and you can't also just be fucking open and say, hey, I actually would like this kind of relationship or something. But like, what? So in I guess accounting terms of depreciation and what is it? Amortization.
That one.
Okay, yes. Things are not as same when you're 35 as when you're 18.
Yes.
But like, let's talk about the very basics of like human bodies. Okay, so a female's body at that point in time, I mean, what? Like hips might be a little wider, your tits might be a little fuller and a little sag. Like, sure, some slight differences, gravity, but also fucking balls sag. Have you ever accidentally seen an old dude's fucking ass? It's horrifying. It is horrifying.
And And so like
that is fucking okay. So women's sexuality increases as we age, while men, the testosterone levels drop. Y'all fucking depreciate. Okay, you can still knock someone up, sure, but like shit's sagging. You are not as tight and toned as you were 18 to 25, many of you.
And you can't give it.
You're not as flexible anymore to do the things needed to.
And this is general, y'all, because
very general. I'm being a hater right now. I am selfish.
Because I have in my day, like, in terms of individuals that I have been with, like some of those young bucks, I'm like, yo, fuck. Y'all, just the stamina that they have.
I mean, there's stamina, but there's not control. That's the thing. There's a lot of like
that's a good point.
Shorter, whatever. But and I'm not trying to I'm not trying to shit on people. I'm just like both bodies, physically, yes, you age. Some men do become more attractive as they age. Other men who do not take care of their bodies look like fucking crypt keeper, not crypto, crypt. So like that's a thing. Genetics also plays into that. What you eat plays into that. How you take care of yourself physically, sleeping.
There are so many things, but for me also, to me, men and women both appreciate over time.
I mean, there are definitely pros
in terms of the
aging.
experience, the life experience that we have. At this point, yes, more women are not saying are entering the workforce and taking control of their careers and out earning like their partners or just out earning, or we're trying to out earn. Like there's still a pay gap. Like it's still there.
Yeah.
But over time, like as women, we still appreciate. And I know that we were just talking generals, and I'm about to like, this is a little bit not a rarity, but like an exception. Yo, I look back, my 18 to 25, like I am in better shape and like look better, like if we're going off of value and body and whatnot, like that bullshit.
The
like,
physical,
no, like
the most surface level bullshit.
Exactly. A bitch looks better now than she did between 18 and 25. Like, and so I'm like, fuck you. Like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, fuck you on that, like that thought process of, you know, after 18 to 25, like your body isn't the same and it doesn't look as good, things aren't as tight. I'm like, no, motherfucker, we live in Los Angeles and
I mean, sure, but I think that like I don't know, I literally had a thought and she fucking
we gonna catch that train. It is okay. And so we are going to catch it. But no, like we got into a really semi-heated conversation in the car because the Phil's whole point was like, as a man, and Kevin Samuels too, as a man, like what men want from women, like let's just be like honest about that.
I don't care about that.
Yes, true.
I don't care what men want from women.
Yes.
What the fuck do I want from men? What are you gonna give me? Like, okay, I would like to see attractive fucking dudes walking around, like showing me their quote unquote value of whatever. But instead, we have fucking bros riding scooters in dumbass fucking Crocs. What value are you bringing me? Literally nothing except being in my fucking way.
Because also, they are still under the impression these days, and I'm saying men with
yes, I fucking hate Crocs.
Yes.
At me.
That they believe that women still want, like the main thing that they want from a man is money. And I'm not saying that those women aren't out there.
I mean, for sure.
But we are in a space where there are more women, like more women are independent, have their own money, don't need.
I make more than my partner.
Hello, like don't.
I don't need him for nothing but dick and to feed me food.
Melissa doesn't cook, y'all.
But I eat, okay?
A bitch eats.
Send me a care package. But like, you know, yes. That's awesome that like we're getting to a place that like more of the norm is kind of equal, quote unquote, in all of the terms of inequality. Yes, but I think I think what frustrates me, and this goes back to Lock and Key and those podcast bros, is like, it's like we're in 2022 and we've got a fucking dick rocket in space. Elon has bought Twitter. We have sex robots, like so many things that are unnecessary. And yet there's still this conversation of value about like my fucking vagina. Like, okay, bruh, your fucking dick sack. Where's the value there? Like, I don't want your money. I want you to be a good fucking person.
Hello.
Like, I'm just so tired of this antiquated, like, men talking about what they want from women. Oh, I want this from a woman. I want this from women. Women owe me this. Women should do this. Women, like, okay, so what about what we fucking want? Y'all don't listen to us.
Ma'am.
Like, I'm projecting and I am severely activated right
bitch
now.
was activated.
Severely activated, but it's just like, I don't care what you fucking want. If you don't want to fucking look at me, then don't. Like, I didn't ask you to look at me.
And it's so wild to me, like some of these, like his conversations, y'all. I have a feeling we will have many buttons based on this man, and I really like. I'm trying to like. I think because he goes against a lot of what we are trying to do and stand for, and he has some valid points, and it's interesting in the way that he engages his audience and asks these questions, but I feel like he's very much so all the way back in like the 1950s.
And that's what's scary is like he has a pretty big audience, and like it's one thing if these like fucking incels are like in a chat room with 3 to 7 people. Okay, sure. But like the sheer number of followers and mostly men who subscribe to these kinds of people is larger, because I feel like, I mean, this all goes back to the patriarchy. Love her. But like, I'm sure it is hard for a man out there. I'm not a man. I'm just a woman having a hard fucking time because of y'all. So I can only imagine what it's like for you as a man based on how all of your fellow dickheads are treating you. I found a thread on Twitter of a guy celebrating his birthday, and he also happened to be fat, and most of the comments that I saw were people that were talking about comments that were so buried, thankfully, but like the first layer of comments on this thread was dudes shaming this guy for being fat. It was like a birthday pic. His wife bought him something. They were shaming him for being fat, and then they shamed him for letting his wife buy him something. God forbid your fucking wife wants to buy you something. So I didn't see any of those. I just saw the breadth of comments above it. That was like people saying like, why are y'all talking shit? This is why dudes can't have nice things. You guys are the ones pushing yourselves down. And so but like that's literally what it is. Like it's dudes who are putting these things out there, who are making it hard for other men, for other women, and everyone in between to like, we're all just trying to fucking be here and like whatever. And then there's like you just like shitting on all of us, like.
And see, they're
weak men. That's what I will say. It's weak men who cannot accept that it's okay to just fucking keep your mouth fucking shut. Keep your stupid thoughts to yourself.
And borderline narcissistic men who think that they like, oh, because I have a lot of money, because I can do this. And yes, our society has shown that with money,
typically you have
power,
no repercussions.
Yeah, comes power, comes like your options are, you have more options to do things and to say whatever the fuck that you want to say because you can get away with it. And there is that bubble of men and women do exist that Kevin Samuels is reaching
because
towards,
there are definitely
in terms
the
of,
women on the opposite side who
like,
make me want to fucking.
I'm like, you're making us look.
You're making us look bad.
Like, and
you're making this so much harder for us than it already fucking is.
In that layer, because there is an aspect that he talks about in terms of like the women who are educated and over independent, that we make it hard for men because of what
we don't want their bullshit.
Yes, but also that layer of, okay, well, you're Miss Independent, you don't need a man, this, that, and the third. No, I don't need you for your money. Doesn't mean that I don't want or need you.
Like I don't need you, you're right. It's a choice. Yes. I want you. So isn't that like, that's what kind of where I'm like, I don't understand, because I'm like, don't you want to be wanted? I want to be wanted. I don't want to be needed. I'm not a fucking mom. I'm not a food. I'm a person. I have likes, dislikes, needs, thoughts, feelings of my own. Like, I'm confused too. Like, I don't have all the answers, but like, I want to be with someone who, if I have a question and it's a stupid question, that person will be as kind to me with the response as they can be, but also teach me something. Like, I am far from perfect. Shocker, I know. You know, but like, I want to be with someone who recognizes my faults and who recognizes my opposite of faults. Strengths. And you know what I mean? Like, that their choices to be with me, if I'm on a week that I'm bloated because I am bloated, or on a week that I forgot to eat, so I look very thin, you know? Like, I want them to be for that. Like, on when I look good, when I look bad, if I'm sick, like, that's what I want. I want it to be a choice. I don't want them to need me.
Same. Like, I don't ever, like, I understand that we need one another, but it comes from a place of wanting and choosing that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be, and I don't want my partner to be reliant on me. No, you need other shit. You need other people. You need, like, no. I want, same, to be wanted. And I think that gets lost in, especially when we talk about dating over 30, because we're so in our heads about our clocks and what we're supposed to have and where we're supposed to be, and we're behind and all of that bullshit. It's like, no, what you need is yourself. Like, you need to be able to take care of you first, put your oxygen mask on. Like you have to be able to take care of you before you can take care of anybody else, and like, be okay with yourself. Love you before you go out there loving other people and making them need you. Like, or you needing someone else. To me, that's fucking dangerous. It's unhealthy, and it's almost toxic. I don't want to be someone's mom. I don't want to be someone's everything, because that's too much. Like, to me, that is,
put yourself first and them second. Yeah.
And so I don't vibe with Kevin Samuels and what he spews. It's interesting to listen to. Like, because I tell you,
because that is exactly,
it's like watching a train wreck. And I was like, why? Alyssa, stop. You're getting, like, you're irritated. Why are you listening? Some dudes love
that, though. Yes. Like, that's the thing, is like, I think
he evokes emotion out of people. And a lot of his callers, I don't understand. I'm like, ladies, you were getting sucked in. Like, one of the episode that I listened to, like, he was just having, like, female callers, and the way, like, he fucking brought these women down. I'm like,
some guys get off on that. That's a thing. Like, I mean, I have, whenever I've, like, really given it to someone verbally of, like, I'm gonna put you in your fucking place, have absolutely had, like, a feeling of, like, better than, and shame on me for, like, kind of riding that when having a discussion with someone, because, like, don't be a dick, but, like, she is me, I am her. You know, so like, I get it, but, like, there's definitely people who get off on, like, talking down to other people. Hurt people.
Yes.
To like, get it that way. But, like, if you're, I mean, we could easily open lines and have a bunch of fucking incels call in, and then, you know, fucking walk circles around. Like, but, like, that's not, it's not helpful.
I don't think it's productive.
No, it's not, because it's like, okay, if you're here and I'm here and we have to somehow get here, me talking down to you is not going to get you there. You talking, I guess I'm, like, pretending you can all see where my hands are. Like, but, like, talking down to someone is not the way to get them to see your point. It's not productive. It's harmful. And I think that's, like, I have tried to become less, or, like, maintain my activation for when I have come across things like this, because it's so easy to be heated and, like, you know, like, I've for sure been in those kinds of Facebook discussions with, like, a distant relative over fucking politics that I'm like, you're never gonna change your fucking mind.
Right, you are
like,
who you
I
are.
am just being heated.
Say
and
what you want.
You know, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know why.
Well, because we disagree, because we have our experiences, we have appreciated over time as women in terms of like our life experience and the knowledge that we've acquired, the way that we know how to have conversations.
I'm
and
a much more emotionally like
yes,
stable and like am better at like
and open
receiving
and
someone else's point of
understanding.
view, and like even if I disagree, like okay, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking freak out about it as much as I used to, but I'm still might freak out.
Like, to me, that goes into like if we are products, like myself as a product, and we're talking about like the accounting of things and something appreciating, depreciating. No, my value is so much more now than it was when I was a fucking teenager, when I was a child thinking I knew things that I didn't.
That absolutely had no business fucking
Right?
pretending you knew about.
And so,
but that's like what these guys want, right? They want someone who is not educated, who maybe is trying to seek that validation to be the pick-me girl that's like, yes, my only value is my fucking tits. Like that's
and my only value is you. I need you, daddy.
yes,
Like,
and that's
outta
exactly
here.
that's
Like-
exactly what they're looking for is those kinds of
you
girls.
want a child.
Literal.
You want like
Yeah.
you want a child that you can bang. Anyway, yes, I know. I said what I said.
You said what you said.
I said what I
it's
said.
not fucking wrong.
So, okay, y'all, that is because I'm starting to sweat and
I'm like, and-
it's coming out of me. So now we're going to jump over to our push replay.
Before we
And-
push replay, would love to hear thoughts,
yeah.
comments, feelings about this. If you are a Kevin Samuels fan and you have other content that you think would be beneficial for us to check out, I mean, like I've said, gets heated, but also
We're here for it.
Would love to, like we want to talk about it with everyone, just because it's good to understand everyone's perspective, where people are coming from.
Yeah, because that was a slice of the cake. I haven't assessed the whole cake. I'm not saying the cake ain't shit, but I'm just like, anyway. Oh, that was just a little piece, little crumb of it. And so it doesn't hurt to, educate ourselves on this individual. So yes, so now we're going to, venture into some of the comments on past videos that started a great conversation. And this week we have...
This week's replay is from the series We've Gotta Talk. And this video is She Kissed You, but Did You Kiss Her Back? Check it out because
it's
a whole story.
It is. And what had happened was not cool. But shit happens. So
today we're looking at a comment from our friend Matthew Perkins. Shout out, Matthew. When you put yourself in bad situations, bad things happen. You should have left him 7 episodes ago.
So in this episode, it's a couple, obviously, and he went out guys' night. One thing led to another. Girls that they were hanging out with, one of them kissed him. And
he's dating.
Yeah, and they're in a relationship together. I mean, like, props to him, he told her. And super important, but the whole thing is like, well, how did she not know that you were not in a relationship anyway? And so to Matthew's point, okay, yes, when you put yourself in bad situations, but to me, like, it's not really a bad situation. He went out with his guy friends and maybe he kept some of, his current relationship to himself. And I, as a recovering cheater, like I have definitely have had that told to me, like, fuck, like don't put yourself in these situations. These things won't happen. I'm like, so just don't go out and live my life. Like, I'm not saying, like, sometimes you are in situations that you don't know are going to be bad, is my point. And
literally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the same statement, just a few words, is said to women everywhere when putting clothing on.
It's
you're wearing that. You're asking for it. Like, okay, sure, it's a fucking clothes, but like, I think something that is what I'm trying to say is you definitely don't put yourself in a situation like this necessarily. But like once you realize where you are, it's hard to get out of that. I think I've not seen or been provided tools or made aware of my toolkit of like how to get out of these. Like, I mean, when someone comes up to you to just like have a conversation with you, as a woman, I mean, yes, we are very much like, yeah, it's likely that this dude is trying to get my number or trying to talk to me like that. But I am always optimistic that it is a genuine human conversation and that's it. So like I have received many, hey, like, let's be friends, let's talk, let me follow you, whatever. And I'm like, absolutely, I'm always down to have a conversation and like add
and have
new,
someone prove
like,
me wrong.
Do friends, I mean, mostly that, but like, yeah. I have pictures up on my page that are clearly like, oh, there's someone in my life who is probably my partner, but like that's for them to decide, oh, do they see that and immediately they're out, or you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And like my partner has like, I've said this many times, like, oh, like I have a random new dude friend today, and then like 2 days later, random dude friend is no longer because whatever.
Because he didn't want to be a friend.
And I mean, sometimes he's like, LOL, sometimes he's like, what are you fucking thinking? And I'm like, well, don't fucking approach me. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't know if it's like so easy to I know that it's not easy to navigate these, I guess. Because like, at what point do you,
I believe in you.
at what point, like when you're interacting with someone, you're like, oh, by the way, like I'm
in a
dating.
relationship.
Because like,
don't do any like.
yeah, when I'm talking to a dude, even if I'm like, man, this fucking guy could get it, I'm not ever in the back of my head like, okay, so, you know, how do I make this happen? Because I'm like just having a conversation. I can try to see if I can pick up cues that maybe he's like texting someone or like he'll mention a name over and over, but like.
And sometimes things just fucking happen. They just like it, and it's unfortunate. And so for me, like it's about what happens after. How do you handle the aftermath of what happened? Some people will keep that shit to themselves and take it to the grave because it's no big deal. It didn't mean anything. And like, I have no qualms with that. Like I've had partners in my past and I've told them, look, if something fucking happens, like, and it didn't mean shit to you, don't fucking tell me. Like, just keep it to your fucking self. We will be fine. Like, if you know, we will be fine. Like, I don't need to know. Or I give you permission to experience things that aren't gonna like completely disrupt our relationship. Like, but if it means something to you, then we need to have a conversation. So that's why I super love in this episode that he told her, so that, but there is an aspect of like, I also am someone who, I know I said what I said, but information is important so that you can make decisions. Like it depends on how, like in that regard, like as Alyssa Brayboy, not as the character, I would have been fine not knowing that. Like, or like I probably would have laughed it off. They'd be like, oh, okay. Like, well, damn, did you set her straight?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's what it is like after it all happened, did you make it clear?
Yes.
Or did you just like, oh, I can't do this and walk away? I mean, I have also had that conversation and my partner was like, I don't want to fucking know. And I was like, I want to know, but I don't want to know, but I want, so I don't fucking know. Like, I'm a jealous bitch. So like, I'm like, fucking wild card. You make the choice, bro. You make the choice and we'll see.
You know me best.
We'll see what happens. But I think like, I don't know, that's where, I mean, this type of woman, like, she could be predatory because we all know that one person who's like, who just likes to be with people who are in relationships. Like that's a type of people who are like the ones that they want are already taken.
It's also like challenge for them. It's like a point of pride
Yeah.
to get someone to slip and they be why they slip. Like I know men like that. I'm like, bruh, the fuck? You only want to fuck around with girls who are taken?
Like,
you foul.
You suck.
That's shady as fuck. But I understand it. I don't necessarily respect it.
Absolutely don't respect it.
I understand it because and so I Matthew, we hear you, yes, because I have definitely had to put some boundaries up in my life based off of, bad choices that I have made and be like, okay, Alyssa, we don't put ourselves in these situations because for the most part, it's very unfortunate. I haven't met guys who just want to be friends or like that don't try to get in my pants. I'm like,
yeah, come on, guys.
I would love
better.
Yes, please. I would love. Anyway, maybe that'll be a push to start one day. Like, guys, I might have a guy friend. I doubt it. But yes, let us know what you think.
Watch the video in its full movie magic.
Like all of those things. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, download,
follow, rate, share with a friend, share with not a friend, someone who needs to hear something.
Family members, I don't know if y'all into that. I mean, anywho, wear your buttons, babes, and that's all we've got, and we'll catch you next week. Bye.
Bye.